So my last video seemed to kind of inadvertently spark some discussion around Annabelle, so I just kind of wanted to make like a longer, fuller video about her because I think that she's really interesting. Despite being a character that we never see on screen because she dies before the events of the second game takes place, I think that her involvement, as little as it is, just the fact that she is brought up is very important. If only because she gives some insight into how Dutch thinks and how he treats and perceives women. When Dutch talks about Annabelle, he only ever talks about her death, or he only ever brings up her death to garner sympathy or explain why he, for example, hates Colm, to explain why he has this deep-seated hatred that breaks all of his supposed moral standings. He, in my opinion, does not talk about that woman like he truly loved her. He says he loved her, but he doesn't act like he did. And we can look at his treatment of, say, Susan and Molly as an example of how he repeatedly seems to do that with other women as well. He'll say he loves them, but he doesn't really act like he does. I think especially when we compare how Hosea talks about Bessie, it really shows how Dutch does not talk about Annabelle like he truly loved her. When Hosea talks about Bessie, you know that man loved her. He adored that woman, and it is evident every time he speaks of her. He also has the basic respect to mention her outside of her death, because that's not all that she was. And he loved her enough to admit that, yes, her death is sad, but that is not all he remembers of her. He remembers all these good things that he loved about her because he loved her. Can't exactly say the same thing for Dutch and Annabelle. I personally think the big reason that Annabelle's death made him so upset is because he was not in charge of the fact that she was taken from him. We have evidence that Dutch discards women as soon as they no longer entertain him. As soon as he gets bored with them, he has to move on to the next one, usually younger, which is weird, and he can't handle not being in charge of that. Not to say I think he'd kill Annabelle, I don't think he would, but she was taken from him before he could make the decision to leave her on his own. And I honestly think that's what upset him so much. Dutch loves to garner sympathy. He loves to be perceived like somebody who has had all these wrongs done to him, and therefore he's justified in every bit of anger that he has. So I don't really feel like his anger about Annabelle's death comes from this place of love and care and missing a loved one. I really just think it comes from this anger of, I didn't get to choose you leaving. That's what's upsetting. Rest in peace, Annabelle. You were more than just Dutch's ex-lover, I promise.